Can any one of you suggest me how we go about solving these questions? These are pretty simple and easy questions, something that you might have already covered in your previous classes. The only reason that I'm going through these questions right now is that I don't want there to be anything left over. This is not something that is to say that you would be encountering the first time in your IGCSEs or in your grade 10s right now. This is something that you would have already dealt with in grade 7s and 8s and so on. Anyhow, uh, who can tell me how do we go about and solve question number one? Mr. Arman, any suggestion? Yes, ma'am. Hmm. Yes, Miss Aisha. How do you suggest we solve this one? Okay, so we'll just set up a ratio. We say four books, they equal how many hours, or four books ratio, four books ratio 10 minutes. So for 2 hours, we know that it is 120 minutes. So in order to make the minute side 120, I'll have to multiply this with 12. And if I'm multiplying the right hand side with 12, I'll multiply the left hand side with 12 as well. So I get 48 books ratio 120 minutes, which is 2 hours. Miss Anam, do you understand this? Why is your camera turned off? Miss Anam. All right. All right. All right. The next question, it says a farmer plants 5 apple trees in 25 minutes. If he continues to work at a constant rate, how long will it take him to plant 200 trees? Please quickly solve it and give me your answers. 320. Miss Aisha? 1000 minutes. Acha ji. So one of you is correct. Let's see which one. 5 apple trees in 25 minutes. So the ratio is 5 trees, 5 trees ratio 25 minutes. So I have to get it for 200 trees. What do I multiply 5 with so that it becomes 200? 5 into 40. So I multiply the left hand side with 40 as well as the right hand side with 40. So 200 trees ratio 25 times 40 would be 1000. 1000 minutes. Which one of you said 1000? All right. Quickly, question number 3. Actually, and if I have to convert this 1000 minutes into hours, how many hours would that be? How many hours and how many minutes? Give me this in hours and minutes. Question number 2. Excellent. Excellent. So 16 hours and 40 minutes. 16 times 60 is 960. The remaining 40 hours, sorry, 40 would be 40 minutes. Miss Aisha, do you get it? The conversion from minutes to hours and minutes. Why did I multiply by 40? So see, initially I knew that 5 trees they equaled, I mean the time it took was 25 minutes. So the ratio was 5 minutes, 5 trees to 25 minutes. Now I have to calculate for 200 trees. So in order to make this 5 into 200, what do I have to do? I already have a ratio for 5 trees. I want to get it for 200 trees. What do I do to make it 200? Yes, please. So, okay, okay. Miss Anam, do you get it now? If you don't get it, please quickly tell me. I can re-explain this thing. Okay, so initially you have 5 trees. How much time does it take you to plant 5 trees? 25 minutes, right? So in order, now I don't need for 5 trees, I need for 200 trees. So in order to turn this 5 trees into 200, what do I have to do? Multiply with 40. 540 times what? So if you're multiplying the left hand side with 40, you'll have to multiply the right hand side with 40 as well. Okay. Miss Aisha, your answer for question number 3? 10.5. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Is it wrong? Let's see. 3 units ratio 2 hours. Okay. So for 1 hour, it would be 2 by 2, and then it would be for 7 hours, both sides multiply by 7. So it would be 3 sevens are 21, 21 divided by 2, 10.5 hours. Excellent. Correct. Sorry, 10.5 units. 10.5 units ratio, 7 hours. Excellent. If we quickly move to the next few questions, Control V. Acha ji, from these, you would please do question number 4, question number 6, and question number 8. So 1500 bricks. It's an 8-hour day, but 1 day. So 1500 bricks ratio 1 day. So I have to calculate for a 5-day week. So in short, I have to calculate for 5 days. On which side there are days? It is for 1 day. In order to make it 5 days, I have to multiply this with 5. And if I'm multiplying that side with 5, I'll multiply the other side with 5 as well. So for 5 days, it would be 1500 times 5, which would be 7500 bricks. Correct for part B, Arman. Yes, Anam, part A understood? So for part B, what I'll have to do is I have the ratio 1500 bricks 1500 bricks ratio 8 hours. So I have to calculate for how many? For 10,000 bricks. So let me first calculate for one brick. I'll divide this with 1500, that would give me, in fact, I'll divide both sides with 1500, so it would give me for one brick. And then in order to calculate for 10,000, I'll have to multiply both sides with 10,000. So what number we are dividing and multiplying with, it depends on the quantity that we have to find it out for. So here the given quantity is 10,000. So we have to make the number of bricks 10,000, and in order to do that, we will be multiplying and dividing with the brick side with a particular number, and the other side it would automatically get multiplied and divided by that number. So this would give me 10,000 bricks on the left hand side, 10,000 bricks ratio 8 into 10,000 divided by 1500. 8 into 10,000 divided by 1500. So that gives me 53.33. Since it's less than 0.5, I can say 53 hours. 53.33. So which is almost equal to 53 hours. Yes, Anam, do you understand solution to part B? Today, at the end of the class, please all of you remind me to send you the book that we are following, so that even after the class, if you wish to look back that what are the questions that we have solved, you can always refer to that book. We'll be using the same book throughout. I don't mind you people using some other book for your school, but for the purpose of these classes, we would be using the same book throughout the session. All right, Sir Arman, question 6 done. Please go ahead and solve it quickly. Question 6. Miss Aisha and Miss Anam, you people both also, please quickly solve question 6. I said just a second. I just realized in this question 3 where you people were telling me the answer 10.5, 10.5 units, that is the answer if we do it like this, but then it says give the your answer to nearest unit. So that means 10.5, it has to be rounded up to 11. If I round off 10.5, I remove the decimal, it would become 11 units. That's why the answer for this one would be 11. Not 480 kilometers. If the speed was less, it covered 1000 kilometers. So if I increase the speed, would it cover more or less? If you're moving faster in the same time, would you cover more distance or less distance? One correct answer. So how would you do this one? You would say, first of all, the initial ratio that I have, 720 kilometers to 720 kilometer per hour speed, 720 kilometer per hour ratio 1000. Now I have to this is 1000 kilometers. So now I have to calculate for 800. I don't know of a number that I directly multiply 720 with in order to get 800. That number would be in decimal form, 1 point something. That's a tricky thing to do. So what I'll rather do is I'll first calculate if it were going for 1 kilometer per hour. So in order to do that, I'll divide both sides with 720. So because already it is 720 kilometer per hour, the speed with which it is already moving. The first line, an aircraft is cruising at okay. So 720 kilometers per hour. So in order to get for 1 kilometer per hour, it would become 720 by 720. And now I don't have to do it for 1 kilometer per hour. I have to do it for 800 kilometers per hour. So I multiply this with 800 and the other side with 800 as well. So on the left hand side, I have 800 kilometer per hour. And on the right hand side it would become 1000 into 800 divided by 720, 1000 into 800 divided by 720. So it would be 1111 1111 kilometers. Yes, Anam, understood? Which part did you not hear? Could I do what? Explain it all? So initially we had 720 kilometer per hour to 1000 kilometer. That was the initial ratio, right? Then I have to calculate how much distance would it cover if it were moving at 800 kilometers per hour. So I cannot do it directly. I cannot multiply 720 with a number there so that it becomes 800. That, I mean, there would be a number, but it's difficult to find that number. So what I would instead do, I would first find it for what if it were moving with 1 kilometer per hour. How much distance would it cover? So I divide both sides with 720. And once I've got for 1 kilometer per hour, then I can multiply it with 800 and it will give me for 800 kilometers per hour. Understood now? So whatever I'm doing on the left hand side, please remember to keep doing that on the right hand side as well. So over here, we are doing the multiplication on both sides. Division, multiplication, whatever operation I'm doing on the left hand side, I would be, or whatever operation I'm doing on the right hand side, it would have to happen on the other side as well. Ms. Aisha, question 8, both parts done. Question 6 done. Challenge. Question 6 and 8 both. Quickly do it now. Quickly do it now. Sir Arman, correct answers for question 8. Acha ji, I need to move forward to the next exercise now. How much do we have? Hmm. Can everybody see my screen? Sir Arman and Miss Aisha, can you see my screen? Oh. Sir Arman, quickly. Next two questions. All of you, in fact. See, anybody who can suggest a method to solve these questions. Mm-hmm. Chiranji, let's look at them one by one. Sand and gravel are mixed in the ratio of 5 is to 3. Okay, so hmm, if you would like to explain, please go ahead. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Hmm. So the first step, Sir Arman, he has suggested it right. There are 8 portions in total, and out of those 8 portions, 5 they go for sand. So the ratio of sand is 5/8, and the ratio of gravel is 3 out of 8. Okay, in the total mixture. So if we are given 750 kg of sand, so from total, the total mixture that we have, this 750 is equal to total multiply by 5 out of 8, right? This sand that I have, this would be total into 5 by 8. So now solving the fractions, I can get the weight of the total. What's the weight of total? Total will be equal to 8 by 5 into 750, right? 8 divided by 5 into 750. So total is 1200. And now gravel would be 3 out of 8 of this total. So 1200 into 3 divided by 8, which would be 450. Any confusion? If none, then quickly go ahead and solve part B. Question number 1B. After solving question 1A, please go ahead and solve question 1B. Is it 2000? G. Would any one of you like to agree or disagree with Miss Anam? Sir Arman and Miss Aisha. Question number 1B. It's not 2000. Sir Arman disagrees. Okay, quickly find it out now. Okay, so if I were to do it quickly, let me again write ratios over here. So sand is 5 out of 8 and gravel is 3 out of 8. Okay, so now I am told that uh, I have 750 kg of gravel. So 750 kg gravel, that would be 3 out of 8 of total, right? So if I have to find the weight of total, it would be 8 by 3 into 750. That would be total. So 750 into 8 by 3, 750 into 8 by 3, 2000. Yes, Miss Anna? Hmm. So total weight is 2000 kg. And now for sand is equal to 5 out of 8 of total. So 5 out of 8 into 2000, which is equal to 10,000 divided by h, which would be 1250 kg. Good job, Miss Anam. Please quickly move to the next question, which I've highlighted, question 3. If I were to quickly solve this question, a paint mix uses red and white paint in the ratio of 1 is to 12. So red and white. So red is 1 out of 13 and white is 12 out of 13. This is the ratio that I have. The next thing, it tells me how much paint will be needed to mix with 1.4 liters of red paint. So if I have 1.4 red, it will be equal to 1 out of 13 of total. So total would be 13 into 1.4, 18.2 liters, and white will be equal to white will be equal to 12 by 13 of 18.2, which is equal to 16.8 liters. This is how much white you would need to mix with 1.4 liters of red paint. Okay, ji, anybody who has answer for part B, 1.4 into 12, you say? What's the exact value? This is 16.8. That's for part A. What about part B? Acha ji, part B is simple. Total is, now you are given total, and out of this total you have to find out if 15.5 liters is the total that I have, what would be the amount of white in it and what would be the amount of red in it. So it would be simple. White is, sorry, red is 1 out of 13. So 15.5 into 1 out of 13. That is how much red you would have. 15.5 into 1 divided by 13. Red would be 1.19. We have to give our answer to the nearest 0.1 liter. So it would be 1.2 liters. So for the other one, I can calculate using ratio, or I can just subtract this amount from 15.5. So 15.5 minus 1.2, I would have 14.3 liters. But also if I want to check using the ratio, it would be 15.5 into 12 by 13. So if I do that into 12 by 13, it would be 14.307 or 14.3 liters. Okay, so you can do that using subtraction. So for example, you can say 15.5 minus 1.2. This would also give you this answer, or if you want to do the ratio, you can do that using the ratio as well. So hopefully you have both understood, all three of you have understood this. If you could quickly now move to question number 5. Nisanam, did you understand question number 3? Both parts? Sir Arman, your answers for question number 5, please. 5A you did some time ago. Quickly redo it then. Note down your answers. So orange is 9 out of 11. Mangoes is 2 out of 11. If I have 189 liters of orange, so 189 L of orange is equal to 9 by 11 of total. So total will be equal to 189 into 11 by 9. So total is 231 liters. 231 liters is total, and then mangoes would be 231 into 2 by 11, which would be 42 liters. So for part A, answer would be 42 liters. And for part B, they tell you if 605 liters of juice are made. Find the combined juice, the total juice. Calculate the number of orange juice and mango juice. So for this 605, we would simply take the ratio 605 into 2 out of 11 for oranges. So it would be 110. And then we can simply subtract this from the total 605 minus 110. 605 minus 110. So that would be 495 liters of mangoes. But if I want to do by ratio, it would be 605 into 9 by 11. So 605 into 9 by 11, this would again give me 495 liters. Understood? Any confusion in this? Read part B. So total juice being made now is 605 liters. For that, again, they would be mixed in the same ratio as before. So 2 out of 11 for oranges and 9 out of 11 for mangoes. Acha ji, moving on, next exercise. Challenge ji, I wonder if we'll be able to do all of it. Let's see. As much as we can. The first few parts are simply verbal, so that would be a quick maths test for you. Please get your calculators and your brains ready. Ji, shall we begin? Everything till now noted? Arman Azim has left meeting. Okay, ji. What can we do? Acha ji, divide 150 in 2 ratio 3. Quickly your answers. 25 what? 25 and 2. So if you add 25 and 8.3, would that give you 150? I mean, what was there to check in it? There's more than 100 units difference. Acha ji, the way we do it is 150. So the ratio 2 ratio 3, please do not be confused that you do it 2 out of 3. The total portions are 5. So 150 into 2 out of 5 and 150 into 3 out of 5. 2 plus 3 is what? Acha ji, your ratios quickly. 60 and the other one would simply be, you can do the multiplication or you can do 150 minus 60. So the answer for this one would be 60 ratio 90. So 60 ratio 90, if I add it, it becomes 150, 60 and 90. And if I reduce down the ratio, it will become 2 ratio 3. Ms. Anam, understood? Okay, quickly give me answers for question number 2. Note down all your answers, give me just your final answer. Listeners, we won't move forward until you give me the right answer for question 2. And please let us not stay over here all night. Your final answer is? So you would write it as 16 ratio 24 ratio 32. Miss Anam, what's your answer? 16, 24 and 32. Acha ji. Quickly, question number 4 and 5. Miss Anam, your answers. Miss Aisha, just note down your answers. Miss Anam, your answer for question 4. Oh, yes, madam, your answers. Miss Anam, your answer for question 4. It shouldn't take this long. Quickly, your answers. If you've got it, then do question 6. Then do 7. 4 and 5 done, then do question 6 and 7. You tell me. 18 ratio 27. Excellent. And for 5? Miss Aisha, what did you get for question 5? Whoever is Miss Aisha. 10 is to 50. So you can take 1 hour as 60 minutes and then divide those 60 minutes in the ratio 1 is to 5. So you'll get 10 is to 50. So 10 plus 50 would be 60 minutes. and the ratio, if reduced down, it would be 1:5. Understood, Miss Anam? What else should I take? How much is 1 hour? Take one and give me answer. So you get 0.16 or 0.167, and then you subtract 1 from the answer, so you get 0.83, right? So 0.17 is to 0.83. No. 0.17 is to 0.17 is to 0.17 is to 1 into 5 over, just a second, 6, 0.83. 0.17 is to 0.83. You can do that too. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Acha, the next question number 6. 7 out of 8 of a can is water. So there is water and there is syrup. I don't know how much is syrup, but 7 out of 8 is water. So 7 is water, syrup is unknown, such that total becomes 8. So I know syrup would be 1. Understood? So the ratio would be 7 is to 1. If you have understood this, give me for question number 7. 5 is to 1. If you add the ratios, would that become 9? 5 is to 4. Understood, Miss Anam? So it would be 5 is to 4. So that is why if I take now the fraction of pure orange juice, it would be 5 over 9. Okay, quickly, how do you do question number 8? 40 over 55. Add 40 and 55, what do you get? Is 95 total of anything? 45 ratio. What is the ratio of boys is to girls? So first of all, we see it would be 55 over 100. This is boys over total. So girls would be 100 minus 55. So the ratio of boys is to girls is first of all 55 is to 45. And then I simplify it to the, so it would be 11 is to 9. 11 is to 9 would be the final ratio. Divide them both with 5. You have to. All right, quickly, part B. Madam, there are 800 students. Regardless of the ratio that you have calculated, one way to do that is, we have just learned, if we have ratio of something, ratio is 11 is to 9. So 800 into 11 out of 20, that would be boys, and 800 into 9 out of 20, that would be girls. And even if you ignore this ratio, initially it says 55% are boys. So 800 into 55% is what? That would be 440. The remaining is 45%. And 800 into 45%, that would be 360. So 440 boys and 360 girls. How would math help you in the future? Acha ji, good question. Have you ever seen any sports player? What do they do for their practice of sports? They go to gym, they run, they do all sorts of exercises. Do they just play or do they do all sorts of exercises? Why? If in the end they are only going to play cricket, or if they are only going to play football or whatever sports, why play all those other exercises? So the thing is, our body, it develops different muscles when we put different muscles to use in different circumstances. The same goes for your brain as well. All the stuff, all the learning that you, not something specific to math, all this learning that you do, it it helps you exercise different areas of your brain. So in real life, even if you aren't actually calculating these percentages and these ratios, your brain, it gets tuned to approaching different problems. It gets accustomed to solving and responding in different situations. They might never ask you, nobody might ever ask you this question for the rest of your life. But right now you get to exercise your brain. It will sharpen your brain for other situations where you might actually have to use your brain. Not exactly this question. Sorry. The again, different sorts of exercises, they help you with different. One more thing. You could have called it quits after class 5 as well, and you could have spent the rest of your life really happy. I know people who do extraordinarily well in their life, like they earn big sums of money and they haven't ever gone to school in their entire life. The whole educational experience, it is just meant to make you more aware of the sort of things that are around you. Only then you would be able to appreciate. Tell you what, you think you use math in only for the math sums, this ratios, it has its application, you don't realize it, but when you're doing cooking, you're using ratios. So if you have a recipe for a particular amount and somebody asks you to cook any dish for a huge, for a bigger amount and for a smaller amount, you would be applying ratios. You wouldn't realize that you are applying ratios, but you would be. The thing is that maths is needed for any person. That's what I said at the start. Maths is needed by any person who wishes to use his brain in the future. Okay, it's not exactly that you would be getting this particular question in the future. For example, I when I was in grade 9, I studied biology, and at that time I wanted to become a doctor. So I was pretty sharp focused that I wanted to become a cardiologist. So if anybody